Good afternoon. You have Zoe and Nana here today.
Hello.
There you go. So it's whoop whoop. She's even got a sucker from the Halloween stash. Well, whoop whoop, right? I didn't get one, she got one. But that's all right. Today we have the beautiful uh, autumn abundance, and it's just gorgeous. There's not even any refills left now. I was going to get some extras, and it's already all sold out. So that's just how beautiful. When something's super beautiful, it sells out, right? And it's paper pumpkin, so you have to be a subscriber, or else you can buy it 1 month, 3 months, or 6 months, or 12 months, right? So let's go down the hands and let's show you what we got going today, because Zoe's been and I've been busy. We've been working on finish up the stuff, putting a bunch of goodies into the Halloween mystery box that's going out in the mail tonight. And we've been busy decorating the yard with all the pumpkins and stuff. And we discovered that we need more pumpkins, right? Yeah, we need more pumpkins. So anyway, there you go. She was busy curling my ribbons for the door bow as well too. So we've been busy, busy, busy. All right, let's go down the hands and let's do this, right? It's all about creating, sharing, and giving. Let's see if we can get down to those hands. There we go. So this shows you what we're working on, and you see how beautiful this is. And I've showed it before during our lives on Fridays, and this has actually got gold foil speckled through this, so we're going to show you that as we go along. So Zoe's up first. I would tell you that we draw straws, but we don't. She just basically, you look at it, and she says, I want to do this one, and that's how we basically just make those hard decisions, right? That's right. Okay, so this is the one here, so I'll get you to come over here and take over, because you're the one that's up. Yep. So what flavor of Tootsie Pop do you got there?
I think it's cherry.
Cherry? Okay. I just want to make sure I know what I'm missing out on. I have to be sure to get me one later, man. So yeah. What did you think of this stuff as you were getting it out?
Ooh,
Was there more stuff in there?
it's pretty.
It is very pretty in it, yep. So it has it has a stamp in the, looks like some foliage there. So actually this month's kit has Cajun Craze in it, which is a very beautiful autumn color. But you see they got all different colors in here. We just, your Aunt Nana was with Linda, and this week we were doing some watercoloring with the watercolor paper, and we were trying to capture some of these same colors on this paper here because they're just so pretty, right? So it's easy to see the stuff that's Cajun Craze, but some of the other looks like a mix of old olive and maybe a little bit yellow or whatever. Yep, so you might show them what you're doing right there. So what are you fixing to stamp? Oh, you're fixing to stamp that? Okay. I'd rather have you just stamping it on the piece of paper. Okay. So it's just going to partially come through the circle there, so what's going to happen? Gotcha. Well, it is always a trick. Here, I'll clean it for you. It is always a trick because the fact is that you can take a color, right, like Cajun Craze, and stamp it on Cajun Craze cardstock. See if I can say that right. Cajun Craze, there's a lot of C's. Cajun Craze cardstock, and yeah, so you'll get the nice image over there too. I'll set that there for you. So yeah, we forget about that because we can either do it that way or we can do it with the Versamark, right? Because Versamark will do the same thing, except Versamark takes longer to dry. But we forget that we can just take the color, whatever color of paper we have, and just stamp it because all of their colors are based, I want to say it was on their inks. And they go and match it from there. Or else they do the cardstock to match from there. I'm not sure which. I have to go back and look at my notes. Forget about that. But anyway, Stampin' Up! Is very good about coordinating all the colors, right? They want to make sure their inks and their papers all match together and everything and all. In this particular case, it's all the way through the core of the paper is that color. Whereas their new, I use some of that new scrapbooking stuff, my paper. And so that scrapbooking paper is actually got white in the middle. So that you can sit there and it's two-toned, right? So that's really nice. Oh, there you go. Yep. All right. That's just real pretty. And does that one have gold foil on it? That one did not have gold foil on it. It's the other one. But this does, the trim does. Yeah, it's got that gold foil on it, nice and shiny. Right? That's right. See, I got you putting it on with just glue dots. Yeah. So they have you putting that on with the glue dots, and you got some leaves you're putting on with the glue dots. Whatever this is here, is that leaves? Okay. And let's see. Yep, I see it now. A lot of beautiful fall colors. So we're not really into. I mean, even though it's technically, I'll do like your Uncle John says. Technically, it is fall, right? Fall began, I think, September the 20th. But yet, we're still in 98-degree weather. I know, it's hard to believe. So, but our nights are supposed to start getting cooler. So that'll be really nice. Yeah. Yeah. Is it getting cooler?
And morning.
In morning too? Oh, I'll get it. Yeah, in the morning too? Okay. That's true. Because you were talking about it the other day, and I sat there on Saturday, left the door open for the dog, and it was just really nice outside. Yeah, here you go. So yeah, you just got the, so get that on. I really like the wood look they did with this. Did you leave a spot? So, I'm sorry. So that was my fault. I'm bad. So we did cards for kids in the hospital last weekend, and I took all of my blocks that I have for paper pumpkin and kits, right? Because through time I collect quite a few of them so that we can use them when we get together with groups of people like that, and we have blocks for people to be able to do stamping. So I haven't unpacked everything yet. I did unpack it from the vehicle, okay? And I had everybody put it into the dining room, and I did move it from the dining room. So I made it that far with everything, yep. So I still have to unpack the boxes, though, and get all my stuff. So, yeah. You know, it's just busy, right? It's that time of the year where it just, things start getting really busy. Plus, you got a play coming up that you're working on at school. So what is your play about that you're working on at school?
Little Shop of Horrors.
The Little Shop of Horrors. Well, you should talk to Aunt Jennifer about that. I think I don't know if she had to do that or if they just had to study it.
They probably had to do it.
Did they? I don't know.
Because I don't think you're really going to study. I feel
Well,
like I don't get why they make you study
well,
stuff.
so like for them, they had them watch like the play or whatever.
Yeah, we watched it,
Right.
and then we did it.
Okay, so this one actually has the This one has you actually putting that on, I guess, where the wood's on first, I guess, and then you can do that. So yeah, so I do remember when she did plays that they had to usually see video, like you said, watch the play or. So who is it, like Broadway or somebody that does the play and you watch it, or is it just a play like they made it into a movie that you watch? Or I never asked her that. Oh, you don't know? Okay, I don't know. I was just curious. I don't know either because I never did theater, so I didn't even know they offered theater. I'm sure they did, right? I'm sure. But whatever. But this is real pretty. Oh wow, it's still got a snail and the mushroom here too. Now, I have to tell you, I've never seen a snail that color. But it'd be pretty if it was, right? Have you seen a snail that color? I've seen mushrooms that are like a dark reddish color. But I've never seen a snail. But hey, there's a lot of animals all in the world, right? Yep, those are going to go in there too. I think it's just nice and pretty and colorful. For me, anything that's got gold foil on it, it always gets my immediate attention. I don't care if it's ribbon or paper. Or in this particular case, cardstock, since that's the way they made it in the kit. There you go. So tell me, so how's school going? I know we talked a little bit about school, but tell me what the food's like in the cafeteria at school. Are you eating snails? Escargot? No? Actually, escargot's pretty good. Okay. Are you eating any mushrooms?
No.
Not that you know of?
I don't
Okay.
like mushrooms.
Alright. Well, so, they got different type of mushrooms. You could have some mushrooms sometimes with stuff. You wouldn't even know it was in there.
Exactly. I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Well, okay. We just wouldn't tell you if we cooked with mushrooms then. There you go. It is very pretty. I know. I wish we had sat there and we had gotten some designer series paper like this. That would have been totally amazing, incredible, and beautiful. Now they don't have pretty paper, right? But I'm just saying, this just is super special. And it's in a kit. It's in a kit. But I do like that you can carry it and go. Right? It just makes it easy for you. Yeah, don't choke on that delicious Tootsie Pop sucker that you got there. It matches the card. Just because you got one and I didn't, right? I bet you after we get through our live, I'll get me one. Yep. And so this one says, sending you autumn wishes your way. So this one is actually a square card, right? It looks like it's about maybe a, is it 3.5 or 4 by 4? There you go. What is it? Measure that just so I can see what size this is here. I mean, I know they gave you the envelopes. So it's about a 4, right? Just maybe a teeny bit. Yeah, it looks like a 4 by 4. Okay. So yes, even if you use the regular cardstock and create yourself a 4 by 4, it'll fit in the envelope, right? Because the standard envelopes we use will fit a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So actually, you could even do a 4 by 4 1/2 and 4 1/4 and 4 1/4 if you wanted to. What you looking for? The mushroom. Here you go. Looks nice. Here you go. All right. There we go. There's card number 1. So if you're out there and you got a kit and you're making this, follow along. Show us what you got. Show us what you got. If you're making something else, still show us what you got. Yeah, there's that gold foil and all. All right. So who's doing card number 2? You are? All right. Here's card number 2. And this has beautiful paper too. It's all beautiful. And look at that. Look at that. All right. So here we go. See, she's showing you the foil on that. It's just speckled. I mean, I tried to speckle. You know, I tried to use a painter brush to see if I could flick, some of that Versamark, and I actually took the Versamark and because I had some refill, so I actually put it on one of the blocks, and I was going to just flick it to see if I could do the same thing. Well, a couple of things happened. Number 1, it didn't flick, and all it did was just gum up on my painter brush, my water painter brush. And number 2, then it sort of smeared my block. So I had to get some alcohol to get it off my block. What are you looking for? Are you looking for the ink? Like that. So, yes, so the Versamark didn't want to just clean off easy. I had to get some alcohol to get it off. And then I could get the painter brush to come out to clean that stuff off, either with soap and water. So I had to turn around and, again, use alcohol. And I just actually literally let my water painter brush soak in a little bit of alcohol, enough to cover the bristles, and let it soak, and that's how I got it out of my water painter brush. I think if I tried to do it again, I think I would take something that I could just dab it on. There you go. That you could just dab it on, little dots or something instead of trying to. But flicking it would have been nice, right? Yeah. That stuff is really.
11, 12, 13.
What is that for?
Sign language.
Okay. So yes. So I won't be using the painter brush again.
14.
Okay. All right.
And 15.
Okay. So I won't be using the painter brush again to try to flick. But I mean, you look at everything they have there, right? I was trying to duplicate it. If I could. I was trying to see if I could. Yeah, this is beautiful on both sides. Oh, you're using that again. Okay, that's pretty cool. Oh, and they got you using some leaves too in a minute. Yep. It's real nice. So I know the upcoming months. I think is it next month that we're actually gonna have little miniature. We have Christmas stockings, little Christmas stockings. Yeah. What? What you need? Oh, you still need a block? Oh, I thought you were through with it. Well, you handed it to me.
Well, I didn't see that there was a second part. I'm pretty sure this is the last time.
All right. Yeah, because they had that twice right there, yeah. Just gives it some extra color, right? Yeah. Okay. Yep. So they have, let you put the leaves on with dimensionals, yep. So you know what I do is I save all the extras we have left over, or I shouldn't say that. When I do the alternatives on Friday, on Teach Me Nana, lots of times I don't use these. I save them for when we do cards for kids in the hospital, so we'll have those available to use for that for people. And then I just use my regular stuff. But yeah, you got that? How's it going? There you go. I hope they do more of this. We just got some kits out too. I was trying to think of the kit that we did the other day. One of them I didn't show you. One of the kits is making Christmas ornaments. That's got little pine cones on it and all. I know. I'm sorry. I did not show those to you. I'm slipping there. I know. I still understand sending something. That's too funny. But I like this because anybody can do these, right? Do you realize we have now been doing this for 3 years? I know it's hard to believe, right? Time flies when you're having fun. Oh, you can cut that one? Okay, yeah. There you go. Sizing it down. There you go. Thinking of you. So, who do you think you could send a card to like that with that message that says thinking of you? Oh my gosh. Surely I know you can find somebody. I can name for some.
Lexi?
Yeah, oh, Lexi, yeah. Lexi's someone. Who else? Oh. Hello, Jennifer.
I could send one to Jennifer.
You could send one to Jennifer.
Who should totally come over.
Right?
I
Yeah,
think that's it.
Okay, that's it. Well, she was a little under the weather. But look at the foil. There you go. There's your foil there on the paper. Okay.
Whoop, whoop.
There you go. All right. So I get to do the next one. She says, yeah, I saved the one with all the leaves for you. So look at this, so you can see before I even get into it. So this is what I was trying to recreate. See how they got the all the foil there? I was trying to recreate that and make
You
my
do that
own.
with like a liquid gold.
Huh?
Not like
Oop. You want to know?
you do it with like liquids.
Well, I mean, I did have a liquid with a Versamark, right? Let me see something. I was just to see how this looks like overall. Okay. So yeah, that's why I used the Versamark. That's why we didn't have my refill, right? So that, you know, that have liquid. But I have to tell you, so we have to remember too, Versamark is not ink, right? It's not like our inks at all. Uh, it's, I don't know what it's more like, it acts more like a paint, right? Because it takes a little bit longer to dry. So that's, I would say it acts more like a paint, but definitely it's not real liquidy like we do just the regular inks.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's part of the deal, right? You know, just getting all my glue dots on. So yes, if you're out there kidding with us, let us know. We'll do our door prize drawings afterwards, after we do our live. And we always give away at least 3 door prizes. And what we do is we go back to all the emojis and comments, right? So it's emojis, comments, so anything that we can know that you're there to be able to enter you in the drawing. And because if you don't leave a comment or you don't do an emoji or like or anything like that, then it doesn't let us. Yep, it doesn't let us have your recognize you to be able to turn around and put your name in a drawing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so we do use Wheel of Names. So we just take it and put it all in Wheel of Names. And let's see what else I got. Is this one here? The small one is with dimensionals, and the other one's with dimensionals and. Okay, cool beans. So yeah, so that's just how we do it, and we've been doing that for a pretty good while, I guess. Ever since the beginning, we've sat there and done it, haven't we? I think so. Yep. You're welcome. That's right. Let me stamp this with thanks. Okay. Well, this looks like we've been creating all along, hasn't it? All right, I'll just give you some of the stamps here a second. As much as your Nana can. Oh, I actually have to stamp with the red stuff, don't I? Okay. Let me give you this one. So yes, Nana is known for stamping with several stamps on here, right? Because I do. I do that all the time, don't I? But I have to say this one was a little more than I normally do. But I do, right? If I can see through it and just keep my one block loaded with stamps, I will. That's just because I've been stamping. We've been stamping for a pretty good while, haven't we? Mm-hmm. So we can actually do that. All right, got with thanks there. And then I'm going to have to clean this off so I can flip it over and use the other side. So you can see these are just easy to make. It's easy to get together with friends, right? And craft together and do this. Now when we do the alternatives, that's a little bit different, right? Because now when we do an alternative, then we're changing what's in the box. Which is always fun too, right? See what we take inside the box. Like I was telling Zoe, what for sure, because they got beautiful artwork on both sides of the card, like this right here. I'll cut this in half right down that middle score line there, and I'll make 2 cards out of it. And so I'll make one of those that I'll do as an alternative. And it's just right, so it's taken, so while this has, what is it, 3 of each in here, it has 9, was there a total of 9 in here? Now, I'll have to add cardstock to it, right, because we won't have enough cardstock, but I can actually make 18 cards out of this, right? So I can use the extra envelopes they have in here. I was looking to see the other envelope. Close that before I dip my finger in there. Okay, so then let's get these on here. So they got, let's see, I got my reddish one on back first, looks like. And so they used to give you step by step, so now it's just visual. So there's nothing magical about it, nothing perfect about it. Just do what you want to do. So we just always sort of do what we believe when we're looking at it, what it looks like what's done. And if it turns out different, that's okay, right? Because whoever we send this to, it's not going to matter. I would tell you, I've got 3 different Happy Mails this week, 3. And I have to tell you, I was just excited to get Happy Mail, right? Mm-hmm. It wasn't a matter of what was it or, did they do it perfectly? I assure you that was not on the agenda at all. I was so delighted just to get Happy Mail. Ooh, look at this. This is nice and foiled. Oh yeah, like copper foil. So yeah. So yeah, I did. So it was interesting. It was always interesting. Yeah, I needed it too. Your Nana was bummed when you guys didn't get to come last week because you guys had homecoming school, and so I was a little bummed on Saturday because we didn't get to create as many cards as we thought we would, and this, that, and the other, right? There's some things you just sort of get a little bummed over, so I was a little bummed. But anyway, but with a happy mail, that made all the difference in the world, right? And then I get to see you. Oh yeah. So I won't confess to what time we went to bed last night. Hello, Jamel. It's good to see you. I won't confess to what time we went to bed last night, but it was definitely beyond my bedtime, even for a late night for me. I mean, it was like I had to say, people were eating. People were eating like at, what time of night would you say you were eating? Or you're not going to confess that?
Late.
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 Late is a very good, safe answer. It was late. In fact, it was so late. I said, "Oh, by the way, yes, you can eat as long as you clearly understand that as soon as you get through eating, we're going to bed." It was that late. If we didn't go to bed, we might have been able to see the sunrise. Which I guess that would have been okay with you. I have to say, I have not stayed up so late that I could just see the sunrise.
I have.
I mean, I have too, but not in recent times, right? Not in recent times. I've done it at the beach. I love to go out to the beach to do the sunrise, but I didn't stay up all night. You and your cousin Gabe, you guys do the up all night. I don't think I've ever done the.
I mostly do up all night.
You must do. Okay, up all night. I haven't done the up all night. Not intentionally, anyway.
I was up until 3 a.m.
Were you up to when? Not this time. You talking about one of the times you did your Friday night up all night?
This Friday night.
This Friday night you were up that late? Oh, don't tell me that now.
What do you mean?
I didn't know that.
It was Friday.
Okay. Let me clean up some of my mess there. Okay, so let's see. I'm not sure if we're going to do, normally I would say we do. Let's see what Linda's saying here. Well, I don't know that we're going to create an alternative or not. Let's see what's on our alternative list. I don't know if they put one on here. Let's see if they put one on here this time. Let's see what we got to do that. We usually do try to. They don't put the alternatives on here like they used to. You actually have to go and see about printing it out or whatever. But, so if Linda wants to see an alternative, you want to try an alternative? It'd be very easy to do. Yeah, give me the paper cutter. So I'll have to put this on cardstock. So this is an uncommon. I've done this before many a times where I've created something and I've gone and cut it just like I'm fixing to do. And then I end up putting it on cardstock. Oops. And we can create an alternative. So even I show it to you, you wouldn't know that wasn't a complete card because the fact is, you're not going to see the back of it, right? So there. So let's create an alternative with this. So let's see what we got with our leaves and stuff here that we have that we can create from this here. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. They got a lot of beautiful stuff. That's a possibility. That's a possibility. What else we got? We got this one here. I do, now see on the inside, the print's just on the flap. And I got this here. So I don't know if I'll dissect because I got cardstock that I can do that with. And I have this here. So pretty much for us right now, we're going to create an alternative for this one. I would take this right here and size it down. So let's do that. We'll size this down. I'm just going to slice it down just a little bit so we can see it. But I'm going to keep it a square, okay? So right now this is a 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. I'm going to take this down to 3 1/2. It's not by much, right? By our standards, it's a smidgen. Did I say this? Yep. All right, we're going to take it down to 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. Now I'll save this just in case. I save my scraps just in case, because you never can tell what this Nana will do with the scraps. Let's see here. Let's see, Linda's, let's see what else. What we got here? Ah. All right. No, yes, so I did. I took the base itself and I cut it in half. So with paper pumpkin,
Hey,
they make.
Lourdes.
Hello, Lord. So
What in the world?
so when they do make the card base, they decorate both the front and back. So what I do is I cut it in half, because that way I'll just use this as a card front, and I'll just get some of my regular cardstock to use as the base, and that way I can get 2 cards out of this. But otherwise, you fold your card in half, and that's the front and back, right? So I take it as an opportunity to sit it there, and what can we create with it? So I think with this one, it's got so much beautiful foiled stuff. I think I would just sit up here, and I'm just going to put it here to the side, and let's see what our leaves look like. Let's see what our leaves look like. Oh, this is the one that had the, where's that? Where's the front of this card? The one we just did the 4x4. Let me see where you just do the, well, where's the 4x4? Oh, here it is. Let's see here. I want to see here a second how cute this would be. Maybe it won't. I was just wondering if we could cut this in half and put it right. That would be really pretty, Zoe. I'm not going to cut yours. If you'll give me the... I'm not going to cut yours. You just give me another one and I'll cut it. That's too funny. Alright, so this one's here. And I'm going to cut it. Zoe was concerned I was going to cut hers that she just did. I guess because I just cut mine in half, so she has a right to feel like I was going to cut hers in half. That's so funny. I would have too, much I didn't said anything. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing here, but because I want this to be even on all sides, and I took off 1/4 of an inch, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take off 1/8 of an inch on all sides. And it'll equal to that, but it'll look right, it'll look balanced. And that's what we want to make sure it looks like, right? Okay, so let me get this here. We're just going to go around here. We're going to take 1/8 off of everything around. Because I really like this. I really like what they did with this and what Zoe did with it. It's just pretty. Okay. I'll say these. I'm going to try to do something with it. I know you wouldn't want me to get rid of beautiful paper. Definitely not slice and dice yours, right? So you can see, let's see if this will do it. Well, this one actually just came behind a little bit, so I was thinking this was going to be a little bit bigger. All right, so this isn't going to exactly do it. I was really wanting, you can see what I was going toward. I was going to go toward putting this right on top of this right here. And the way they built the card, so the way they built the card is you can take this here and put it behind something, and you would not know that behind it it's smaller than the other, right? So I was actually going to lift this up on top of here, and I wanted the brown to actually be more like this in the background here, right? It doesn't mean I can't do it, right? It just means I have to keep on shaving this down smaller, and as I do, I'm going to lose all these leaves, right? So I'm going to have to either put them back on, or it doesn't mean I can't, right? It doesn't mean I won't, but I'm just saying. So let's see what this size is, just so we know we have to get to. This is a 3.5 by 3.5. So, and where I am right now, this one is I'm at 3 3/4. So if I need to get this down to 3 1/4, I have to take it down almost. Yeah, I have to take it down basically 1/2 of an inch, right? So, all right. So that means now I take 1/4 of an inch off each side. And we may end up not liking this, okay? I don't know. We're fixing to find out, though. You don't know unless you try, right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, when you say, when I do lives and so forth and all, it's right. When I start out, it doesn't always necessarily be what I'm going to do. It's just like this here. It's I have something in my mind I want to create. And as I go and make it, I have to alternate because it's not turning out the way exactly like I wanted it to, right? All right, so let's see if this comes out this way now, that way I wanted it to and how I envisioned it. Okay, this is how I envisioned it, all right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put it right over here to the side because just a lot of pretty stuff going on. And I'm going to lift this up with dimensionals, at least this part here. But first I'm going to do like Zoe did in that other card that they had her do. I'm going to put that stamp here. You have the stamp with the little, it looks like, I was going to say it's flowers, but it's not flowers. It's stems. It's stemware with the stamp. We'll go ahead and do like you did a minute ago, so I like that. That's just a nice touch, right? And then, yes, this is live, so there are other people in the house besides us, including a dog. Including a dog. So Linda has a couple of dogs, right? So yeah. She's got Roxy, Rose, and Winston. They're still puppies, though, right? They're over a year old, but most like 2 years old right now. But all right, so I'm just going. So you're most likely not going to see most of this, right? So I'm just going to actually just put it right here toward the center. All right, so that. Okay, I'll give this to you. So that you'll see it, but it's not going to be conquering the page here. All right, so I'm going to put dimensionals here on each corner. We're going to lift this up. And then we can do whatever we want to with leaves, right? So it's like floral. If you've ever done floral arranging, or even just whether it's artificial flowers or real flowers, right? So then we'll just work on creating things so that it gets right. So we did retain a little bit of the color here, but we didn't retain as much as was on the original, right? So that's sort of a little disappointing, but that's okay. There's a will, there's a way, right? And then I'll find a way. So I am going to go ahead, I'm just going to use my glue on this here. And then we'll work on adding some leaves. Now this one here, they had you at adding some green stuff, and I'm seeing some foiled stuff there. You're too funny. I'm still thinking of using about me getting yours. So I'm going to off-center mine right there. Alright, let's get some leaves in here, some greenery or whatever here. Let's see where my options are. So the thing is that when you look at these leaves here, they're so large in comparison, right? Compared to this here. So we most probably won't use those, but what we will use is, what about some of these smaller ones here? That's a die. This might be a little big too. They actually have you using the smaller little circle, which we can. But let's see if we can tuck some leaves in here. Or cut them in half. Alright, let's see if I got some more leaves. Those are really big. Do we have, where's the other, what about the gold leaf like that? Will that work? And I'm just going to do here is, so I could actually do this leaf right here. And then we actually had the yellow leaf as well too. And then we have a tag to put on here as well, right? So they've got sending autumn your way. And this would still look nice on here, right? But you know what it could do with this, Zoe? They had this at the top. Yeah, we got those leaves there. Let's see what I can do with that. It goes in a circle, right? So, I mean, the circle can go any way you want it to go, right? It's a half circle. So we need a tag. So what do you think we should use for a tag? Take this here. And take this here. Okay, you want to stamp something for me there? Okay. You stamp something there for me. And I'm going to get us some leaves going here. And so, right, so I don't have to use all of these leaves, right? So I can actually, let's see what we had. So if you looked at the original card that she thought I was going to cut up, I didn't. But it was tempting, right? It was tempting. It was the easy path. So I'm actually just going to cut this right in half. And I find my, oh, there's my scissors. So I'm just going to cut it right in half here, okay? Okay, so this allows us to just build some different stuff in here, right? Some different fold stuff. So let's go ahead and we're going to get this down here with some glue dots. Yeah, so the thing is, if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you get emails. I think they started putting the alternatives that they usually give you at least a couple ideas, right? And I want to say it came out with that email because I was thinking it used to be here on the instructions, but it's not anymore. So I can tuck this sleeve right over here. And so I'm going to have it where it's going to go down the bottom and it's going to be here at the top, all right? So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a glue dot at the bottom and it's going to anchor it on the inside and we'll put a glue dot at the top. So I know Linda has Paper Pumpkins. Yep. And so does Bertner. Okay. So we'll go right here with this. So we're just going to tuck this underneath, right? And we're just going to make sure it's tucked so that's going to be here. And we have it right here. So we still have some depth right here. And one thing about their leaves too, if you want to, you can sit there and curl them up, doing whatever you want to do. So we have this one also that we can add in here. And she's getting a tag. And then we'll sit there and add these leaves as well. Alright, so how you coming? I would call you Chickadee, but I haven't called you Chickadee in a long time, but you can still be a Chickadee. I called you that when you were little. Let me tell you, what's up, Chickadee? You alright? Alright, you got my tag ready? Got our tag ready? Okay. Alright, so I'm going to put a glue dot here. You know what? One thing that's not in here is there's no bling, is there? I mean, there's no sparkle on the paper and all that. There's no bling, is there? Okay. Just check and make sure I did not miss it anywhere. Okay, so I'm just going to put this right here too, and then we'll just put our tag, how about right here? Yep, we'll put it on here with some dimensionals. So there you go. Well, thank you, Linda. I do like the kiss. It's a shame this one sold out already too, because I really had wanted to get some more. But anyway, it's okay. I am fine. We'll do the ones we got, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so there we go. Here is. Oop, I need to do the shelf button. You know what we go with this too is that ribbon that we were using the other day, that linen thread would look really pretty to this too. That was remember that slight round, whatever. But it's just very natural looking. Okay, I'm not gonna. Alright, that's just got to be there. Alright, so there we go. Here is alternative number 1 for you. So, here's the original that I cut in half, that I had to now go put cardstock on the back of it. But I created it, so Zoe can't get too upset with me. I didn't cut hers up. But save everything, right? So when I create alternatives, I always tell you save everything because we'll use it to make some more, right? It's amazing what you can do with just scraps, all right? So here is the original, this one that we sort of cut up to make our alternative. This is the one I made. I cut the back half off so we can make an alternative. Oops.
Okay.
Yeah, and here's the other one here that we created, right?
Yeah.
So this is just fun and easy, getting us a jump start for the fall. So that's what it's all about, and also for Thanksgiving, right? We could easily send these out for Thanksgiving. So that's the main thing too, right? So it's all about creating, sharing, and giving, right? So there's no reason why you can't go out there and create and share. And this is a great time. If you didn't want the sentiment there and you wanted to put Happy Thanksgiving, you could put Happy Thanksgiving, right? But it's autumn and it's a beautiful time. So be sure to join us, right?
Yeah.
We'll be here. I'll be here next Friday. On Fridays, I'm here with Teach Me Nana. So I'm teaching you different alternatives. And Zoe and I are usually here the last Sunday of the month. That's right. Every month for the last 3 years plus. Yes. So there you go. So thank you for supporting us not only here, but also on YouTube and Instagram. And with that, have an amazing, blessed week. Hopefully you're getting cooler weather than we are, because we're definitely ready for some fall weather. All right. Be blessed and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.